Hello and welcome to the Python Programming A to Z course. My name is Kirill Eremenko. I'm a data science coach with over 50,000 students worldwide, and today I'll be your instructor. So what makes this course stand out? Well, two things come to mind. The first one is that this course is truly step by step. In every single tutorial, we're going to pick up a new skill. And also, we're going to cement in the ones that we learned previously. So it works like this. We pick up a skill, then we move on to the next tutorial. We pick up a new skill, but we also revise what we learned before and we practice those skills. Then we move on to the next one and we pick up a new skill and we revise the previous ones. So we're going to be working in a spiral structure like that every time going up to a new level. And that way, skills that you pick up in this course will become second nature very quickly. And the second thing that makes this course stand out is, of course, the real-world data sets. You know how other classes on Python out there use those overused data sets, for example, the Fisher data set on the iris, flowers, and the Virginica and the Setosa. It's a great data set, but it's not a real-world challenge. In this course, we have specifically designed business problems that you'll be solving. So while you're learning Python, you're also going to get to solve problems around basketball analytics, around movie ratings analytics, around geodemographic analytics, financial data, and so on. So it's going to be a very exciting and fun journey. And now let's have a look inside the class so you can decide for yourself if it's right for you. In this course, we will start off with the very basics, but even then we will already learn how to combine programming and statistical concepts. Then we will move on to more advanced topics such as matrices and data frames, and every time there will be ample theory as well as real live examples to support our learning. And on top of all of that, in this course you will learn how to create the most stunning visualizations that will help you deliver your analysis and truly captivate your audience. And these are just a few examples of what we will cover inside this class. Did you like what you saw? Well, don't put it off. Click the Take This Course button now and join me and thousands of other students inside this class. And together, we'll boost your Python programming skills and take your data science analytics to a whole new level. Hello and welcome to the course on Python programming. In today's tutorial, we start our epic journey into the world of Python. And today I'll show you how to install Python on your computer. Whether it's a Mac or a Windows computer, we will learn how to do it in either case. So let's dive straight into it. So installing Python, what does it involve? Well, of course, it's all about installing the programming language Python. However, this can be done in many different ways. So you could install Python just by itself onto your computer and then install an IDE, an integrated development environment, such as PyCharm or Eclipse onto your computer as well and use Python through there. But what we're going to do is we're going to install Python through the Anaconda distribution. So Anaconda is kind of a pre-packaged solution that already includes Python, and it also includes Jupyter, and it includes, which we'll talk about just now, it also includes other IDEs already inside Anaconda, and it actually also includes a lot of packages like NumPy and Pandas and some visualization packages, so you won't have to then worry about installing them separately. So basically, Anaconda is a very convenient way for data scientists and analysts to get Python up and running very quickly, and I'll demonstrate how to install Python using Anaconda and get it up and running on your machine very fast. And also, we will be using Jupyter. So Jupyter Notebooks is a solution which used to be previously called IPython Notebooks, but then they expanded and now you're able to code in Julia, in Python, and in R, among other languages in the Jupyter Notebooks, and that's where the name comes from. So Julia, Python, and R. It is a solution that works in your browser. So instead of installing an integrated development environment and installing Python there, so like a separate program that you'll be coding in Python in there, you can actually do it through your browser and you'll see how it all runs. I know it might sound a bit dodgy even that it's running through a browser, but it's actually a very, very powerful solution, especially for data scientists, because it allows you to get results very quickly. All right, so let's get started. How do we install all of these things onto our machine? It's actually not a very complicated process. There's a few steps. There's just 3 basic steps that we will go through together, and you'll see that it's very straightforward. So first step is install Anaconda. Second step is open the command line or the terminal on your computer. And third step is run Jupyter Notebooks. And that's pretty much it. So as soon as we get through these 3 steps, you'll be able to start coding in Python. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? All right, so let's get started. Step 1, install Anaconda. So to get Anaconda, I'll show you which website to go to, but basically you can just search for Google, just Google Anaconda Python, and then you will need this version on the right. You'll need the Python 3.5 either for Windows or for Mac. And we'll do all of these steps together just now. This is just like a summary of the steps. Step 2, open the command line. There's 2 different approaches, one for Windows, one for Mac. So if you're on a Windows machine, then in your start menu in the search bar, just start typing Anaconda. This is after Anaconda is downloaded and installed. You'll be able to bring up the command prompt. So as you can see here, we started typing in Anaconda, and that brought up this option, and we need to just click Anaconda command prompt. By the way, if for any reason you're having trouble finding the Anaconda command prompt, then you can just use the standard command line. So in the search, just type in CMD, those 3 letters, and it'll bring up a similar window to the Anaconda command prompt, and you'll be able to use that as well. So this is what the Anaconda command prompt looks like. It's just a black screen or a black little window where you can type commands. So you don't need to type that command that's in there right now. The one you will need to type in is Jupyter Notebook. So if you just type in Jupyter Notebook, after Anaconda is installed, then Jupyter Notebooks will be brought up in your browser. So, and the browser I recommend is Chrome. And also, you will notice that the Anaconda distribution actually already includes Jupyter. You don't need to install Jupyter separately. As long as you install Anaconda distribution, you will have Jupyter and you'll be able to run it through this command line. Once again, we'll go through these steps just now. And if you're on a Mac, you just need to bring up the terminal. If you press Command Space on your keyboard, that'll bring up the search, and then you start typing terminal. This will bring up this terminal option. If you run terminal, you will get a box like this or a window like this, and inside this window, once again, all you have to type in is Jupyter Notebook. All right, and then once that's done, what you will see is Jupyter. So this is Jupyter. It's running in my browser, which is Chrome. And basically, you can type in Python code in these cells, and then the code will be run underneath. So this is actual code from our tutorials. This is from one of the sections in this course. And this is one of the visualizations that will be creating some very powerful analytics around basketball players that we'll be conducting. All right, so those are the steps. Let's now go through them in practice. All right, so here I've got Google. To get Anaconda, all you have to type in is Anaconda Python. So just search for that, and then the link that takes you to continuum.io/downloads, that's the one you want. And Continuum Analytics provide the Anaconda distribution, so you can read about it a bit here. And there's Anaconda for Windows. The one you need here is Python 3.5. So get the graphical installer, and just be careful that it is quite large. It's 350 megabytes. Also, if you're on a Mac, so I'm doing these tutorials on a Mac, you'll see that I'm installing the Mac OS version here. So once again, graphical installer. And there's no big difference in terms of how they're running, because it is going to be running in your browser and we're going to be typing up all the same code. It's just this installation part that is different. So go ahead and pick the one that's right for you. And just remember, we don't need Python 2.7. We need Python 3 point something. So your version of Python might be newer. At the time of watching this video, it might be higher than 3.5. Just go ahead and install that one. As long as it starts, it doesn't start with a 2, as long as it's a Python 3 point something version. Or later. So go ahead and install that. And once that is installed, it might take some time. Then we will proceed to the next step. And the next step is to bring up that Anaconda command line or on Windows. So remember, you need just to search for Anaconda in your search bar in the start menu. Or on a Mac, I'm going to type in, oh, it's already typed in here. So what we need to type in the Spotlight search is terminal. So just press Command Space on your keyboard and then type in terminal, and that brings up the terminal. And once again, whether you're on Windows or Mac, you just need to type in the same thing, Jupyter Notebook, singular, and then just click enter. And so what that does is it starts launching Jupyter Notebooks, Python, everything gets launched, and then you're presented with Jupyter Notebooks inside your browser. So here, all you need to do is select a folder where you want to run all of your Jupyter Notebooks or create all your Python code. So I recommend creating a folder, maybe somewhere on your desktop or somewhere, so all of your notebooks are in one place. I created a folder called Python Programming Course for this course. And if you just go inside, you can see already here that I've got some code prepared here. So for instance, I can open basketball analysis, and this is a program that we're going to be writing inside this course already. So you can see there's already code in here. If you want to create a brand new program, again, so once you've opened the folder that you want, just click here, new, and then select Python. So because we installed it through Anaconda, and for Python, you will have this option to start a Python notebook, and there we go. So we can start typing in code here. We can say print hello world exclamation mark, very classic, and there it is. It's running. As you can see, that's where we type the code. That's the result of our code. Jupyter notebooks might seem a bit different at first to what you might be used to working in integrated development environments with programming languages, but at the same time we'll get used to them very quickly, and they're a very powerful solution to not only learning a programming language but also actually performing real life analytics and data science, as you will see in this course. Can't wait to see you in the next tutorial, and until then, happy coding.